Hi guys, this is Will from binarybotTrading.eu. I've been promising for ages to do some tutorial videos, so here we go. First up, I'm just going to do a short tutorial on orientation, how to understand what you're seeing on the screen and what the platform can do. So it's a standalone application for trading on binary.com, now deriv.com. You'll need a binary.com account in order to trade using this platform. You'll need to add your API tokens in here in order to use the platform. So on the main screen you've got two charts. You've got a trading view chart here, which is a 1 minute candle, and as with trading view you can zoom in and out and play about with it. I've disabled some of the functions of trading view at the moment because I am working on being able to put in the indicators that you're currently using for your triggers automatically. So that's a work in progress at the moment. So one of the main features is this bit here, which is the automatic selection of markets. So it runs a few different algorithms to find the best looking market. So this particular one, candle body, it searches all of the volatility index markets and finds the market that's got the strongest candles. So the candles with the fewest wicks on them, the shortest wicks on them on average. And then so you see it's just selected a market that's got quite a strong downward trend started there. Another one is standard deviation. So this looks for the largest variation in standard deviation. It's very good for finding very, very strong trends. You can see this here, this movement here, this massive candle. And then there's one which blends standard deviation and price action, which is the candle percentage. And because standard deviation is so strong, it hasn't actually changed the market from the standard deviation. So you can also manually select markets if you don't want to use the auto feature, but the auto feature does find the best markets available. It tends to filter out the ones that are nasty and will switch you to a better market in the event that your bot starts trading on utter nonsense like this noise here. It should filter that and switch to a different market. And then you've got this small window here, which is a micro view of the candles. So this is your tick chart, and it allows you to sort of micromanage your trades. And also when you place a trade, let me just show you quickly. I'll put it on a quick 5 tick trade and do a manual trade, and you'll see that when your trade enters, you can use this to monitor the position of the trade against your strike point. And it'll be red when it's out of the money, and it will flick green when it's in the money. So that's quite a nice feature. Another thing that the system can do, we'll go into all of this in a minute. Another thing the system can do is that on long trades, let's switch it to say 2 minutes and place a trade. You can also sell short, so this point here comes up. So if you're someone who likes to manually trade, you can still use all of the money management features and the martingale styles with manual trading as well as automatic trading. And if you see this is looking pretty weak, you could end up cutting your losses, sell it short, and you've sold your contract at 24 pence rather than the full loss of 35 pence. So it just allows you to have some options on how you manually trade. You can also switch directly between live and virtual accounts. So it allows you to trade on either at any point. These buttons here is your is the robotic algorithmic trading. So you can start the bot, pause the bot, or reset it. When you reset it, it will reset all of these details down here. So if you press reset, all of this stuff resets back to 0. So when it comes to strategies, which is the key part of this platform, you have a number of technical indicators, and what's unique is we've also got price action triggers. So this is a candle movement triggers. So price action triggers, pattern detection. I'm using TensorFlow based machine learning system to look for these very common price action signals. So morning star, evening stars, engulfing patterns, 3 back close, white soldiers or white doves, harami crosses, morning evening doji stars, and trend detections. You can also look for multiple triggers. So you could look for example, a trend detection and any or an engulfing pattern. Something that you could do was trend detection and 3 black crows, white soldiers. So you'd look for an average trend, and then you can confirm that by having 3 candles in the same color, and then put 2 triggers up here. Tick require multiple triggers and save changes, and that would give you a 2 trigger price action strategy using machine learning, which is pretty cool. Support and resistance. You can have any form of support and resistance over any time period. So you can look at 30 minutes and look for your S1, R1, S2, R2 and pivot crosses. You can select any one or as many of those as you want. And then technical triggers, these are all your standard technical triggers. So you've got CCI trends, Bollinger Bands, same settings as you'd find on any other technical indicator. And then when it comes to the strategy builder, this allows you to create, so let's go new strat, and again you get this option of allow any trigger or multiple triggers. The more triggers you require, the less often you will get a trading signal, but theoretically the more accurate. So you could go 3 triggers required: pattern detection, support and resistance, and then you could say use MACD, and then you've got the analysis of the candles, 1 minute candles, and then you can select your trade duration as well. So you could go 30 seconds there, and let's just call it 2 triggers. So you're looking at 3 different triggers, but you're only looking for 2 of them to be active at any one time. So you can click save and use, and you'll see down in the bottom it's changed the strategy to new strat. And then if we want to save that to be able to load it in the future, you can save your strategy. Let's just stick it in downloads, or I've got some other strategies. Save strategy. And then you'll be able to load it up in the future. So once you've got your strategy in place, that looks at your triggers and how it's going to place trades. But it doesn't tell you how much you're going to trade and your other money management stuff. All of your money management is controlled under parameters and money management. You've got your stake here. The lowest stake permissible is 35 pence for volatility indexes and 50 pence for Forex. I tend to go with the lowest because that allows you to then use some negative progression money management systems like martingale or cumulative loss or Oscar's grind or something like that. Then stop loss is pretty self-explanatory. If you have a stop loss of £30, you could make £60 or £70 and then lose £90 to £100, and then that is where you will stop because you'll be at minus 30. Then the other option is a trailing stop. I tend not to use trailing stops because I like to use combination of negative and positive progression systems. So trailing stops can cause issues with you ending up stopping trading early. But you can put a trailing stop in there if you want to. Take profits, an important feature. You want the bot to stop. I normally have quite small take profits. You don't want to be trading for prolonged periods of time. And then this is where it gets really good. So we've got loads of different money management styles. Classic martingale, cumulative loss, ladder, trading compound. BB mixed is something that I created, which is a combination of cumulative loss and compound trading. So if you get a win, you'll compound the next trade, and when you get the second win, it will reset back. And if you start losing, you will start working on a cumulative loss. So it's both negative and positive progression. I use that quite a lot. I quite like it. Can be quite a high risk, so test it out on virtual first. Oscar's grind, De Lambert and Labouchere, and then no money management, no progression style at all. Binary.com has a high payout, 94%, 93%. However, you're still against the odds without a progression system. So I would advise against using no progression system at all, but more than welcome to try it. This is a really interesting feature, manual override. I used to hate running bots using the binary.com Blockly system, because you'd run the system and then it would run away with itself. Say it would, let's have a look at the chart for a second. So a period like this, where you've got this really lumpy, spiky sections in here, you can find the bot running away with itself. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, and there's not much you can do about it other than stop trading. But if you stop trading, you then lose your martingale position. So you could end up ending a good session in a bad way just because of a small period of poor trading. So the manual override allows you to pause the bot at 3 losses in this example, and then you have 2 manual trades using the call or put signals here, buttons here, in order to get a winning trade. And as soon as you get your winning trade after manually trading, the bot will resume again, and you'll be past the difficult section. You might be back into, say, this clear trend here, and it just allows you to keep trading, and just gives the bot a little bit of time just to stop. Then this manual trading section here, you notice when we were up in the strategy here, your trade duration is dictated under the strategy builder for the automatic trading. When you're trading manually, that's done here. So it's this little box here, and you can do ticks, seconds and minutes. 5 ticks is the minimum trade time, and that's really it for the orientation. There are some advanced settings under here which allow you to do barrier trading, so inverse barriers and normal barriers. Never do this with an auto market selection, because you've probably seen this under the smart trader on binary.com website, but the barriers vary significantly. They're a percentage. I think they're based off standard deviation. So a barrier of 1 could well be very functional for R100, but then for R10 you could find that a barrier of 1 is just outlandish and will never work. So use with caution. I don't use it at all, but it's a feature that was requested on the old Discord server. Forex settings. If you enable long trades, it will stop the so if you enable long trades, it will allow all Forex markets to run, and if you disable long trades, you will only have an auto market selection on the Forex markets that allow short trade windows. Some of the markets don't allow 5-tick trades. And then we come to the multipliers for your different money management. So classic martingale, generally we're looking at 2.36 multiplier per loss. You can modify that, but I'd keep that as it is. Cumulative loss, again, the cumulative loss is dividing the initial stake by the cumulative loss of the previous losing trades. You divide it. I divide it by 0.9. You can change this if you like, but 0.9 is a good solid figure for it. And then you've got your multiplier for compound trading. Labouchere. You see here, Labouchere is a selection of random list of numbers, and it takes them from one end and until the numbers have been cleared. I'm not convinced of Labouchere as a money management, as a progression system, but some people swear by it, so I've added it in there with the ability to also put your own set of numbers in there. Maybe you've got a magic set of numbers that you want to use. And then the ladder profit is another one that I developed along with bbMix. You can have a read through this and make changes if you want to, but I just leave it as it is. And that's it really for the orientation. If you want to load a strategy, you can load a strategy from here. I will load quick SNR, which is a quick support and resistance strategy. And now that we've loaded the strategy and we were running the previous bots, it started trading because we've loaded a strategy that is much more aggressive. So we can watch this auto trading for a little bit and you can see how the system runs. Let me just double check and see if we've got a manual. Yeah, we've got a manual override after 3. and we'll do a reset after 7, and we'll do 5 ticks for, there we go. So hopefully we shall see it switch into manual trading, and you'll be able to see that the system allows you to manually override and then correct and get back. So it looks like we might get our manual override. There we go. So if we look here, it says manual override, auto strat multi will resume after your next winning trade. So you'll see what's happened here is that the historical section of the market looks reasonably alright, and then we've come across this funny little section here and the bot's stumbled on it. So that stumbling would ordinarily allow a bot to run away with itself, but what we've done here is we've actually paused the trading, and you'll notice here that it's actually switched off auto, because if you're manually trading you don't want the market to switch randomly. So I'm going to just place a manual call here. The market looks like it's starting to recover, and we might as it just totally reverses on me. Okay, let's have a look at another market. Messy as well. Okay, let's do it. Right, so this one here is in the money. You should see auto trading resumed. There you go. And you'll also notice that it's gone back to auto market selection. So it does an awful lot of the work for you. It makes it really, really simple to trade, and you can make any strategy that you want without having to do any coding and without having any knowledge of expert advisors in MT5, Blockly, coding, anything like that. You can just do it with tick boxes, and that's it. It's really, really straightforward. So I think we'll leave it there for this tutorial and overview. I'm going to do a number of other videos specifically looking at certain aspects of the platform and how you can get the most out of building a strategy specifically for yourself. Okay, cheers guys, see you soon.